Well, we're gonna go ahead and you're now unmuted. Welcome, one and all, to Season 4 of Beyond the World's Edge, where last time the group finished off the largest battle they've had yet. Actually, maybe it's one of the larger battles I've had in any of my campaigns, honestly. One of the most complex ones, at least. Where the group, in quick succession, killed 2 powerful Fey creatures, killed Zilks the Archdevil, killed the leader of the Dragon Elf fleet, and his golem, destroyed the golem that he had with him, took out the Grass Blades leadership, the mercenary company of the area, who, were interfering, and then also killed the Greater Giants, 2 of them, Arna and Gorm. I don't know if you guys do. So, just for anyone who is tuning in for the first time who doesn't know, we had the campaign started with a completely different group of players. Basically crash landed on this continent, in this part of the world, from the other part. And there's a whole thing of how they actually got here. And then the group was split apart. It had to run different ways, and we followed the story of Rook, played by Tartarus, who met up with Talvo and Adau and Helios, who basically started helping Kurbak with his stuff, and they went and fought Hilda the Volge at the Wellspring, and that was the end of the 2nd season. And the 3rd season was the one we just finished, which was everything after that one. It was the longest one so far. And that's when Britsha joined as well, soon after that. So, you guys have come a long way since then. Let me make sure the music is a little louder. Actually, wait, here. Want you guys say something real quick?
No.
I forgot to check volume.
Nah.
We should be good now.
You can't make it.
Yeah. So, you guys are... we ended with the battle last time, and you guys basically just made it back to your castle and collapsed and rested, and then there's a lot of kind of stuff to go over. We kind of had mentioned vaguely how after the battle you would probably spend a few days in the area around Taisha, kind of resolving some of the loose ends, stuff like that. And then you were going to be heading to Kurbak City, where you have a few things. You have a few weapons and armor and things being commissioned. You also have, I guess that's the main thing, but you basically were going to go and rest for a while. Give your troops on your castle some shore leave, basically, seeing as they haven't really had a break where you haven't been in danger for a while now. So why don't we pick up with the loot? That's the first thing. The loot from last session. Now there's 2 parts to this. There's 3 parts. We have informational loot. As in information You're going to glean. Because Arna was a very, very, very accomplished mage. In fact, the fact that you guys killed him so easily was honestly a little just lucky with how you caught him off guard, right? He was a very powerful mage. And has lots of records, as well as records from other shamans and clerics or whatever of the Giants' forces, and lots of records that were just from whoever owned the castle before them, right? So there's going to be information there. That's one thing. Then there's going to be special loot, as in kind of unique things. And then we are going to roll some normal loot as well. What do you guys want to start with?
Let's do the simple stuff so we can spend more time on the information.
Okay, sounds good. So, the loot tables, then.
Yes, if everyone agrees.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Hold on, let me grab the DMG. time to roll some loot tables. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and... Here we are. Alright. Could I have one of you guys, doesn't matter who, roll me a D100.
Nice.
A 2. Okay. A 2. Okay. Could you, Talvo, or I guess, yeah, so TSM, so Duncan, that, TSM, could you roll a D8? Okay. And then, Britsha, could you roll 3D6? Okay, nice. So this is for the first part here. Hold on. For my notes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I don't want to... Sorry, my browser. The 11 there is for gems. You're going to get 11 gems. And each of these gems is worth 1,000 gold pieces. So, quite a few. There's going to be 4 diamonds, 3 rubies, 3, onyx, or whatever it is. And I know it's a gem in real life, but is that one that's actually... I can't remember if that's actually one of the ones that's used.
You can just make up a word, add "ite" to the end, and it'd be a rock.
True.
Where is... I think this is here somewhere. Hold on. Let me just look it up to make sure.
It is on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we'll say you have 3 onyx, 3 rubies, 4 diamonds, and 1 sapphire. I don't know. Sure. So you get and each of those is worth 1,000 gold pieces. You can obviously just sell them, or some of those, especially the diamonds, are used in spells. So it's 4,000 gold's worth of diamonds now. Next is the magic items, which was what the D8 was for. So 7 is pretty good. Unfortunately, the 2 roll means it's going to be for one of the weaker
shit
tables.
ass. Yeah.
But to be fair, again, there's also special items separate from all this. So it's fine. Okay, in that case, we need 7 D100 rolls. So I know everyone do 1. Actually, everyone do 2 except for Duncan. You only get 1 to punish you for rolling the 2.
Okay, well, I got a 4 and an 85.
Okay.
Nice.
76, 4, 14, 80, 85, 25, 60. Okay. Start with, we'll just go in order. 76 is an oil of etherealness. I got no clue what that does. Here.
Probably does the etherealness spell.
Just oil yourself up and to do the same thing you can just cast.
Yeah.
4 is a potion of superior healing. You know, I looked at it and I mistyped it. I'm just gonna leave it. Spurrier. Okay, I'm putting that in there. Spurrier healing. Okay. 14 is another potion of superior healing. 80 is a potion of fire giant strength. You can always use those, although you had one that I think you wanted to use last combat.
Yeah, I still have it actually.
Yeah, but anyway, so 85 is a scroll of protection. I can't remember. A scroll of protection, is it protection against a specific thing? Let's look.
Is it protection?
Yeah, it's a specific type of creature. We're gonna say dragons.
Open the compendium.
Now we're gonna say dragons because the giants are always getting into fights with dragons. So, scroll of protection against dragons. What was next? 80. Wait, was that 85?
That was 85.
That was 85. Okay, 25 is.
Oh, wait, I got the scroll.
Oh shit! Okay.
Hell yeah.
25 is a not coil. what can I think of it? A holster, a thingy of +2 ammunition, which means that Talvo's getting a recharge on it.
I just ran out. I was going to buy some today.
Yeah, it's 20 more of those, so that works.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to buy.
Yeah.
That is
Damn,
wild.
that's actually very convenient. So 20 plus 2 arrows. I mean, yeah, it just says ammunition, but I think Talvo's the only one who uses ammunition of any type. So,
Yes.
so we'll just say it's arrows. And then, or if it was like bolts, you could just swap about in Kerbox City. So it's whatever. And then 66. You say potion of mind reading. I have no idea what that does either, but presumably it lets you read minds.
I'm taking a wild guess.
Yeah, it might be like
It gives you
scrying.
Adau powers.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. Yeah.
You just cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, detect thoughts. Okay, cool. So,
I have the potion of mind reading.
Thought detected. If she breathes.
All right, well, no one's.
I mean, yeah, sure.
The ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the rest of you can just do
you
that.
also are.
I
Did we
can't read
also-
minds, but I can buy the last.
Did we also give you? Did we roll the loot the amount of money from the treasure ship or not? I can't
No,
remember.
we didn't do any of that.
Okay,
No.
so we'll do that
no.
now. We'll do that now as well. So this is going to be a combination of the treasure ship loot plus just loot from other ships that you captured, because you have like 5 or 6, right? Plus
Yes.
a share of loot from the big citadel, because Kurbach kind of like very heavily was like, I'm going to be watching over this, right? Like he basically was like, I'm taking the citadel, but he is going to share a lot of the loot on it with you guys. And you're keeping all of the treasure ship and stuff, right? So, the amount of money we will roll as well. So, oh god, okay, this is gonna be a lot. All right, Helios, why don't you roll me? Roll me 12d6000.
God.
So what would the average for this be? It would be
It says
30,
like
36.
42,000. Or
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
no,
it
plus
rounds
6.
up for the average, I guess.
54. That's below average,
Yeah.
Dan.
Hi.
Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So, 42, that's gold, sorry. 42,000 whatever gold. And then, oh
The bucket.
god. Then the big one though,
That's
which
way above
is
average.
Duncan, I'll let you roll this one.
No.
Do so then do
Surely he'll make up for it.
6d6000, Duncan. Okay, and you get
That's
26.
above average.
That is platinum pieces.
Oh
26,000
my God,
platinum.
fuck.
Keep in mind, each platinum is worth 10 gold. That is 260,000
Gold time!
gold worth. Like that
That's
is
a
like
lot of gold.
that is like
time!
that is enough to build a small fleet, right? So
Yeah.
again, this is
Maybe
basically
I'll buy
just
some more arrows.
again, this is like basically the after everything is liquefied,
It's like-
after all
It's
of
like
the
in a video game,
you
you
know.
scroll backwards one instead of
Yeah.
anything else in the inventory. Just give me everything.
Yeah, so this is like this is all from all like the art pieces and stuff that were just going to be sold from the treasure ship, stuff like that, right? Like just all the stuff that was there just being sold off will earn you a lot of money. Just all the spoils of war. So that's a lot of money, but you have to figure out what you want to do with it. Beyond, I will say, beyond like magic items and stuff, you could always like commission like stuff like you could get your castle upgraded for that amount of money, stuff like that.
You commission art.
I guess you could do that too. So lots of
Get a
money.
giant centerpiece.
You have lots and lots of money. And then so then we have special stuff and informational loot. What do you want first out of that?
I think we're gonna go special. And then we'll
I got the big lizard
last.
dream, so I'll let somebody
Okay.
else roll for info.
Well, then this isn't to be rolled. This is just specific things. For one,
Oh,
let me find it.
so
There's just a couple things actually. First is a large key, a very ornate, special-looking key, and it was actually kept with a note, with some notes about it from Arna. This was in Arna's study. And it says, the key is labeled as being the key that goes to the vault in the northern giant castle. In other words, the other one that you guys know about. That's far to the north. Additionally, it includes the name of the giant who rules that castle. And his name is Anzor the Mad.
That's a cool, fucking, what is it? What's the word called?
Name?
No, the second bit, the
Title?
mad, that part.
Oh, the title,
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, yes, that.
Yeah.
Surely we will have a good time fighting him.
So,
Or her.
Anzor the Mad is apparently the name of the giant that rules that castle to the north. And additionally, there's some other notes about him. This kind of is getting into the informational part a little bit. But essentially, it talks about how he has this vault, that the key goes to. And the vault apparently has a lot of ancient knowledge about the origin of the greater giants, as well as the war that the giants waged against the dragons before this part of the world was closed off. So a lot of ancient knowledge is held in there, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's one of these special
Surely not
items,
plot
right?
relevant.
It's not immediately useful, but you have that. Next up is less of a item thing and more that Kurbach would let you know that when you guys at the end of the last session when you were fighting Arna, you know how he summoned that dragon 10-legged serpent thing, right?
And then
the
Kurbach
Behir.
wallbanged him.
Yeah, the Behir. He would tell you that the Behir's heart can actually... Kurbach would let you know that one of his mages or magic enchanters would have come to him and told him that heart, the heart of that creature, the Behir, could probably be used to upgrade your crest, Duncan.
Oh?
Tape it on and just makes people more scared of it. Yeah,
Basically,
fair.
its energy can be infused. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Currently, your shield is a +2, right?
No, the shield of the scales +3.
Oh, it is +3. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was +2 or +3.
Yeah, I think Solomon's was a +2.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So in that case,
Started getting a roommate.
If it is, if they use it to infuse it, it would. I was gonna say it would bring it to +3, but I couldn't remember. But the other thing that it would do as an option, I was gonna give you the option before, but I guess since you already have that, it would just do the other thing, which is give you lightning resistance. Because currently it gives you fire, right? And then it would add lightning as well, since the Behir was a lightning creature. So, and that won't take too long, actually. They would basically just be able to do that in the time you're already spending in Croak City.
It's like the reverse Infinity Gauntlet. Let's cut every resistance, and then we're sending you.
Yeah. So yeah. So that is.
Don't do it against poison, because I'm disadvantaged on poison saving throws.
Unfortunately, they can't do that. But you
I'm
maybe.
resistant to poison.
But yeah. So
There we
I'm
go.
assuming you would take them up on
Tape
that offer.
Talvo to
Yes, I would.
Talvo sticky web to the shield. Adau
Yeah,
run
I
in,
web him.
Talvo facing the battle.
The other thing that would happen, though, there's one last item or pair of items that would be brought to you. Because Kurbach would send them to you guys with a message from, a messenger who has a message, and the messenger would tell you, Kurbach said he doesn't really want this because he knows the power that they hold, and he recommends you don't use them.
Keep him away from Bree.
And the guy kind of pulls out, or he kind of has, it's wrapped up in, cloth, and he reveals
Oh, no
it,
way.
and
No
you
way.
see a wooden box, but it's slightly charred. And I want you guys to roll me Arcana checks.
I suck at that. I do.
Bree grabs it and uses it.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
I have a
I
sneaking
opened the
suspicion.
box.
So,
But,
Bree, the thing is, the box itself isn't the thing to be used, but you can open the box, I'm assuming
I
that's
opened the box. With my nat 1, I opened the box.
Okay, Bree and Helios both dash forward. The dude's like, "Oh God!" Like, and you open the box, and again, it's kind of charred. It looks like this box used to be intact, and it used to have a full set, but now there are only 2 playing cards, or rather, tarot cards, face down.
We are going to die.
Face down in the box are 2 tarot cards.
Start lower. I beg you. Right?
Oh no.
Bree, they look like pretty fun cards, but I would say a Talvo with a 13, you at least are like, oh, I think I know what these are. Like, you have an inkling. Do you warn anyone, or?
Do not
yeah.
dare.
I'm gonna snatch away from both of them. We look with our eyes, not our hands, Bree.
Like, I wanted to be the dumb one this time.
Talvo actually does. Yeah, Talvo knows what these are, or like you don't know exactly how they work. But you've heard of them. Even a 13 is enough to at least have heard of them because they're actually pretty.
What is this? Your card?
They're pretty legendary. And so even a 13 is enough. It's kind of baffling that no one else. That's just funny that no one else does know.
Come on, Talvo. You're just trying. You're the swashbuckling rogue. You're just trying to keep the cool cards for yourself. What are you doing?
You want us to learn your tricks?
Yeah. Why don't you flip them over? Show us a magic trick.
No. These. I'm not 100% sure what they do, but I know that it's either really good or really bad.
I know it can make us a bunch of money if we show some tricks in the middle of Kerbok City. Because we care about money for some reason.
Yeah.
Just like, can we not? Kerbok literally said, "Don't."
Eventually.
Well, yeah. We'll wait for like a dire situation and not sitting here just having
having lunch
safe in our castle.
No, hold on. I think a dire situation is probably the worst possible time to use one of those.
But it is the funniest.
Out of character. It is the funniest. That's true. Also, Britsha, do you know what these are in real life? Like out of character?
What? No.
Okay, good. Don't look it. Don't look up. No, don't look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because they're normal playing cards. Yeah.
I know exactly what they are, but I'll fade for the roll low.
Yeah.
If you want to play with them, you can play with them, but I'm gonna stand far the fuck away from you when you do it.
Will that be fine?
For me,
they're just cards, guys. What do you mean?
If I just cards, can I look at them then?
I think Bree should look at them, or one of them.
I put the box down and I walk away. I go back to my room.
Okay, Tal was like, "I'm not doing this." All right,
keep that away from Riley.
Bree, as your hand maybe starts to hover over them, you can sense the magic coming from these things. They just look like normal, like, again, not playing cards, more like tarot cards, but you can only see the back side, which has this ornate design. And they're, again, beyond the fact that the box is charred, and it looks like, again, this is part of a set, not the full set, it's just 2 cards. The cards themselves are in pristine condition.
What is on the cards?
Is the rest.
So there's just you only see the back, and as you like reach down to like look at them, you sense the magic, and not only that, you sense like you magic literally compels you to stop, and you hear almost like a whisper in your head that says, "If you wish to draw, declare your intention, and you will be locked in, for better or for worse."
Can I respond to that then?
It's not really like an actual voice, it's more like you just...
compulsion.
Just magic itself intuitively tells you these rules. It's like if you hit like a button on the wall and then a voice, a recorded message spoke to you, basically.
Yeah. You should usually intend. Yeah.
Basically, yeah, the way
my
these
intention
work...
is to look at the cards.
Well, then there you go. That's the intention.
Well, the thing is that if you you would get the sense that looking at them is the same as using them. Because you have to draw them.
Yeah.
And the act of drawing them is the thing that activates them.
If you could look at them without drawing, it would kind of defeat the purpose.
Bree is absolutely clueless about what is going on. But really wants to look at these cards.
With my higher nat one, I'm gonna be like, Talvo was scared.
You guys do have a DM insight still, don't you?
No, because I used it for the lizard dream.
I think Talvo has one. Does Talvo want to use it on this, though?
Can I just ask what the card is?
Oh, shit!
That feels cheap. That feels cheap.
That is cheap, but it's insanely powerful, actually.
No, because then we can have an enemy draw it.
If you want to use a DM insight, I will tell you the general nature of both cards.
That's fair.
I won't tell you exactly what they are.
I like that.
But that's if,
it's up to you,
Talvo
TSM,
wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, we'll say that Talvo, before leaving, because he doesn't want any part of it, like, he just had a gut feeling, and he's like, you know what? Talvo thinks that of the two cards, one of them is very good, and one of them is very bad.
Do you have a vibe left or right?
I think I don't know how it actually works, but I think the face of the rear side is like, it's not determined until you pick it up. So even if we, decided now, I don't think it would change anything.
Well, damn, I could have said one was good, one was bad, because that makes narrative sense, but alright.
Right?
I literally said that.
Well, it's not necessarily true, because it's random which ones people pick before.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
I'm just washing my hands of the situation.
Bree, I think you should pick a card.
I could flip a coin, but the coin that I have is the gambler's coin, which it will be whichever side I want it to be.
Yeah.
One is very bad.
We literally just got like 70,000 coins. You realize that, right?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I forget, some of them are crazy like that.
Don't do this.
Okay, maybe go away.
Is there anything you can tell me about it, like in
When
character?
does Talvo ever look nervous? I think we should leave them.
Kurbach didn't draw it.
Yeah, Kurbach gave them to us. It's a little scary.
However, we are player characters. So...
Who don't have a backup sheet.
I mean, you could always just stow it away somewhere.
That's funny.
Yes.
Hey, you want to whip up that
What if
shield?
What if then, like, in the middle of the night, both the rats stuck in and each drew one? Oh, no.
Blunkus becomes God.
What
Blunkus
What if I gear
dies.
someone? Could I gear somebody to draw it?
Yeah, so let's...
It would probably say no. The cards would probably deny you that.
damn it.
Man.
We should have Riley do it.
I mean, if you
Which
convince
Riley?
someone to...
Little Riley.
I don't think he'd. Yeah.
Here, let's see. I'm curious if you can... It doesn't say anything about not allowing someone to be compelled to do it. So I guess you could compel someone to draw a card.
We just have to hope that they draw the bad one, so then we can draw the good one.
We don't have to, like, compel Riley. He's a dumbass. You just tell him to do it. You'd be like, okay, boss. Just...
Well, again, you can always make this decision later.
I would just sit on it.
Sitting on the car couch as pulling it. No. Yeah, let's maybe wait for the funny moment to do this.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I imagine Bree's kind of looking at them still, and then as you, like, tell someone to take them away and stow them away somewhere. But...
Yeah.
I'm just continuously, like, hovering my hand, feeling, like, their energy.
Yeah.
Like, being intrigued by it.
You should probably like put an anti-druid spell on that.
Yeah.
No,
So
just put it on a high shelf. Bree's like this tall.
yeah. Yeah. So
Corrupts the earth and just drop it down.
regardless, yeah, okay. So it'll be like stowed away in your guys' like meeting war room somewhere. And again, you have a few days until you get back to Korbach City, and then a couple of weeks that you were planning on spending there before you do anything else. So you always have more time. So that was the last of the special loot items. After this, you do have as well some information here written in the different records that Arna has. The first thing is dealing with the Desert Raven, who you guys had fought one of the warriors of. You fought that Death Knight underneath the city of Kaisha in the catacombs, and found out that it had something to do with the Desert Raven. And in Arna's notes that Korbach just gives to you guys after he's kind of like copied them, it becomes clear that the Desert Raven is apparently the name of a undead necromancer, a lich to one degree or another. And apparently the Desert Raven is called that because his wizard tower is in the southwest desert, where it lies in a barren part of the desert, towering above pretty much the whole part of that whole desert stretch. So that's one thing. That's one piece of information that you find. It doesn't really have much else beyond that, except for the fact that apparently he has been an ally of the Greater Giants for some time. Although it seems from Arna's notes that he wasn't like a full ally, he was like one where, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, that sort of thing. The other thing is the other piece of information is that apparently, so there are, out of the Greater Giants you guys have met and fought, there's 4 of them. Well, 3 that you guys have fought. The original group fought one named Sten before the original group was broken up, right? Then you guys fought Hilda, and then you fought Arna and Gorm. And apparently there were originally 20. There were 20 Greater Giants, and then over time a lot of them died. But apparently there was 5 left before you guys started killing them. And there is still 1 left as a result. And the last one is called Biora. And apparently Biora and Arna and Gorm didn't really see eye to eye, because it seems like in Arna's notes, he was talking about searching for Biora, and it doesn't really seem like they were on good terms. Yeah. He Arna in his notes kind of even makes fun of him, and says apparently Biora was called Biora the Wise, and was considered to be one of the wiser of the Greater Giants. But something with that caused them to have a disagreement, and he left, and they didn't want him to have all his knowledge away from them. So, it doesn't really have anything else beyond that. But, yeah. And then the last thing would be about the key and the giant castle up north. That's about it. So, a few things there. Mm-hmm. Any questions?
Talvo don't care about that shit.
The what?
I said Talvo don't care about that nerd shit.
Yeah.
Wow. We didn't decide where we were going next, did we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got some time once you're back in Korbach City, so.
Yeah.
In fact, let me actually look at my calendar now. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, so it would be It's going to be like 3 or 4 days till you get to Kurbak City. Travel will pass uneventfully. You guys make it there without being attacked or anything like that. So, you make it back to Kurbak City. And on the way, you know, Bree's maybe still mulling over whether or not she wants to pull cards from the 2 cards there. The rest of you are, you know, well, taking the time to relax. And, yeah. When you guys make it back to Kurbak City, Kurbak's army is arriving a couple days after you. Right. Well, a large chunk of the army is actually going to stay stationed in Taisha for a while, but Kurbak himself will be coming back along with a good chunk of his forces. But you guys arrive back first, and as you guys are landing, you know, in your normal spot, parked up next to his citadel, there's a crowd clamoring below, people wanting to know what has happened because they know, you know, because of the fact that messages were sent back magically, they know that at least the battle was won. But it's very clear that they don't really have any details yet. So
There were 50
Triumph?
castles.
yeah.
Triumph? We're here first.
Ha.
I don't think Kurbak would like that. Maybe we wait till he gets here.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Well, first things first is I want to buy new clothes for all these escaped slaves who probably were wearing rags.
Okay.
Give them
Yes.
a little bit of dignity.
Multiple sets of clothing, actually.
Yeah, and since you had a couple days to rest, at this point you would basically just probably go on a shopping spree and and just
Oh yeah.
be relaxing and partying it up for the a few days until Kurbak gets back, and then even then there's gonna be celebrations. So, yeah, it will definitely be it's gonna be a good time. In terms of general things, we can get into stuff you might want to try to buy specifically. Getting clothes for everyone would be no problem. Would you? I'm assuming you'd probably also get yourself some new festival party clothes, to wear for when the party starts.
These are my regular clothes.
And yeah, let's see. Let me check something.
Are we full armor all the time?
Huh?
It's like in a movie. You never see a character eat food in the movie, right?
Oh, right.
You never see
Yeah.
a D&D party take off their armor
Yeah.
overnight.
Well, that's the thing is that at night you wouldn't have your armor on. I think there's a rule about you can't get rid of exhaustion. I don't think you gain exhaustion. I can't remember, but you can't rest properly if you have
If you have armor on. Yeah.
So, yeah. When you get back to Kurbak City, it's the 10th day of the 9th month of this year that we're in. So, it's basically the
almost
equivalent
Halloween.
of the start of September. Technically, it's a little bit skewed off because there's 13 months in the year in this world, but it's still not too far off.
Wait,
So,
you say it's the 10th day of the 9th month?
yeah.
So tomorrow's 9/11?
Yeah,
Damn it.
true actually, but
It's the
yeah,
tallest building in Kurbak City.
there's a set of tower. No, okay, no, so that's terrible. So the so yeah, regardless, you guys are you're here in this in the 9th month. It was at the end, near the end of the 8th month, when you commissioned the stuff and left Mohi here, who Mohi no longer has to pick it up for you guys, because you can just pick up your items when they're done. It'll be basically 2 or 3 days, so around the time when Kurbak gets into the city too. So, no problem with that, and you would receive word from the weapon enchanter dude that stuff is coming along nicely. I actually don't remember what all was the stuff that you got upgraded.
I just put it in the chat.
Buff my armor +1.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, mine too, I think.
Yeah, okay. The Talvo.
Thief Enchanter.
Yeah. So that will be done
That's
in
his
a couple
name.
days, and yeah. Let's see. So there is going to be some stuff that will happen over the next few days. What should we start with? Well, it would happen at different times. Let me just look. Okay, it would be first things first. The first thing would be after when you guys arrive and stuff. Again, there's like a big crowd of like a lot of the upper crust of Boarman society, right? A lot of the warriors and stuff, and the some of the noble families that are the Empire of Kurbak hasn't lasted long enough for there to be like super long bloodlines, but there are still like some families and stuff, and like merchants and stuff who have risen to prominence. But even after all that kind of dies down, Adau, you would be looking around at like the crowd, or as your troops are starting to load new supplies in, offload some of the stuff, all this stuff, right? You see a group of like 5 or 6 people.
Or just one.
3 of them are lizard. We'll say 6. There's 3 of them are lizard folk, and 3 of them are dragon elves. And they're off to one side. But what you see is that 2 of them have literally bowed themselves down in the direction of the castle. And the other ones are like holding their hands clasped in prayer.
We're still in the air, aren't we?
No, this is like when you're parked next to the Citadel in Kurbak City.
Oh, okay.
Around the castle, looking down at them, like... Hey.
Yeah. Are they can I tell? They're looking at the castle in general?
Roll me a perception check. So this is like, again, you're kind of like directing the offloading of like some of the loot and stuff, right? Like you're basically, since you kind of run a lot of the accounts and stuff like that. And so you're like perched up on top of the walls shouting out orders when you like look down, and in the streets of the richer district here, you see these people, and they look mostly like they don't really look like they're merchants or nobility or anything, especially because they're 3 lizard folk and 3 dragon elves. You realize they're not just staring at the castle; they're specifically staring at you.
Okay. If they don't leave before we finished our business unloading the stocks or whatever, then I'll go over there. But if they do, I want to follow and just delegate this work.
Actually, yeah. So like the work will take like a couple hours, and as it's finishing up, they still haven't left. And in fact, they kind of start, looks like, getting up, dusting themselves off. It looks like they're going to approach the castle.
Oh, okay. Saves me the work, I guess. And yeah, good thing I remembered that, because that's a difference of like 20,000 gold.
So I went from +1 to +3.
Yeah, both of you did, and that's why you had the wax, because that made it +3.
Yo, my AC's 17 now. I'm gonna actually not get a hit every other fucking turn.
Yeah. You spent a lot of money to have it done, so yeah. Okay, yeah.
10 times as much gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And now we've just made all that back.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
So yeah, I'm assuming you go and meet them then, because it seems like they're approaching the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you approach them, you meet them, they will all bow in front of you, Adau. And they say, "You who..." One of the lizard folk speaks, and he says... Yoo-hoo! One of the lizard folk speaks, and he's like, You hold the crest of the great purple dragon. May I be honored to touch it?
Sure, yeah, and I'll take it off my back, and I'll hold it out.
And he just reaches out a hand and like just holds it, and his eyes he just closes his eyes and goes like just inhales deeply. Meanwhile, in your head, Kasari's like, "Why are you letting them touch me?"
I didn't realize your body was the shield.
But no. So
that's my bad.
So then the guy lets go, and he looks at his companions, and he's like, "It is real. You defeated the great black dragon." And Kasari is Yeah, Kasari in your head is like, well, it wasn't really just you, but
I agree with you. But you're dead, and I'm not, so.
Yeah. And the lizard folk dude continues, and he's like, we are all refugees created by the dragon elves and their heretical ways. They abuse the name of the great purple dragon and use it in the name of their conquest, their frivolous conquests. If you would have us, we would serve under you for the cause of righteousness.
I want to do the predator clasp arms with him, where they flex their muscles. I would like that kind of clasp. So he's, I'm this man's bro. This lizard folks sibling. Anyway, I couldn't agree more. And that's why you'll be happy to know that we've killed the High Ecclesiarch of the Dragon Elf Empire, and we don't intend to stop there. If you want to help, I don't ask for your life. I ask for your words. Go and spread the word of our deeds, and recruit followers, and come back with a substantial force. And we'll pay you.
He nods, and he's like, we are, and he motions to the rest of these guys here, who, a couple of them look like they are decent fighters, but they certainly aren't elite warriors or anything. And this guy, he looks like he was probably just like a farmer or something, right? Or maybe he was a slave of the empire or something. But he is, he looks at you and he says, we are spreading the word is why we came here. We are not fighters, but we can establish an order, such as the Dragon Elf Empire did before it was corrupted.
Good. But instead of normal, it's like Emperor Palpatine. Good. Anyway.
Yeah. And basically, these guys are going to all pledge themselves to you. And basically, they're gonna tell you that they're willing to build a church or a shrine or a headquarters or something in the city of Korbach, if you would have them do it.
Well, I'm not a god yet, so no churches. But definitely a recruitment center, headquarters, something like that. And I feel like we can fully fund a one wooden building. Yeah, even if it's ornate.
Yeah, it could just be. It could even be you could buy a tavern or something and have part of it be a private headquarters too.
Oh well, I guess
it depends on how you want to take it.
Yeah, the specifics will have to go. I'll have to discuss it with the other members of my party.
Yeah, for now they'll just kind of start recruiting people just more loosely. So
yeah. I definitely want to give them something to do that with.
Yeah, basically though, they heard that you were here and basically just came here, and so they tell you that they're pretty sure more will come too.
Yeah. So. Well, do any of them look like they have any combat experience whatsoever?
I got a couple, a little bit, but not okay. It seems that one of them would tell you that he was conscripted by the Dragon Elf Empire. He was from one of the poorer families of dragon elves and was conscripted to be an officer and then deserted, right? And then another one of the lizard folk was a conscripted, he was a slave soldier basically on one of the warships or something, and eventually escaped. So a few of them have some experience, but not a ton.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking maybe I had something to do with Solomon's shield. I'd let them use it, as a symbol. But I don't know. I guess if you're using it as a symbol, you don't need to be proficient in shields. So maybe I do that. We don't have any use for it. I'll give it to him and be like, well, here you go as the first envoy of the new order or whatever. Bada bing.
Yeah, they're mainly going to start in the city right now, and then
Can you like crayon on like a purple dragon onto it to make it look more?
well, it has
It already has one. Yeah.
It's just not nearly as fanciful as the actual crest.
Yeah, it's just a symbol to show their allegiance.
Yeah.
And I'll give them some gold. How much gold do you think to proselytize? How much would you need? I'll give them silver pieces because we have a lot of silver.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that the more you give them, the more they can do. But like, yeah. Oh, are you? I think you're muted, TSM. If you're talking.
Were you talking, or no? Oh, yeah. You okay?
Oh, okay.
I think he recognized.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
That
we can hear you.
Are you asking how much it costs to start a cult?
Well, no, I don't want it to be a religious. I want it to be purely a secular, like, station of power.
They're not religious, but they're spiritual. Yeah, no, I know how this.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all from America. We know how it goes.
Yeah.
Except for Britsha. You don't know how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. And how hands-on are you going to be in the few days before, like, Kurbak gets back, or in the couple of weeks that you're going to be here, or whatever? How hands-on are you going to be?
I'm going to take like at least 2 days worth of naps.
Of naps? Yeah, true. You mean like me or us doing our things?
Like Adau specifically with this.
Oh, for this?
Yeah, because this is mostly a you thing. Like, this is not.
Yeah. Although maybe we tailor clothing to we give ourselves uniforms that have similar emblems.
Matching
anyway,
outfits.
but pretty hands-on.
Okay.
Now that we have the fleet, or well, not really a fleet, very small fleet, but I was talking last time about wanting to establish something concrete that isn't just us and our band flying around, and this is my chance to do that. So between reading and selling shit and buying things, I will be pouring myself into this.
Okay. Would it be like more like martial organizing, like trying to like do like maybe training sessions with your recruits, or is it going to be more like sermons and like meditation, or like what's the vibe here?
I am not going to be so. I'm not going to, handhold every one of my lieutenants if they want to give sermons, but I'm not going to give any.
Okay.
Purely recruitment, training.
Okay.
Yeah. Economic.
If
stuff.
the plan is to do kind of like outreach, like the other order run by the Dragon Elf Empire does.
No, we'll do alms and missions and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then a lot of it would be about, obviously if they're going to be traveling, they need to be able to defend themselves adequately and stuff, and do peacekeeping missions, right? Regardless, so then we need some training. In the first few days, there's no like standout recruits. They all are pretty enthusiastic though, and by the time Kurbak gets here in a couple days, you will actually have like maybe a good like 14 or 15 recruits.
So the first thing he's going to see is just like a bunch of like lizards just like rejoicing around.
So
and elves and dragons.
Yeah, so I imagine like you do this training again, maybe separate from the castle, but like in one of the plazas where you're allowed to just do stuff. So.
Do stuff.
Okay.
Cult stuff.
Do stuff.
So that's the first thing that happens. And that'll kind of keep you busy until Kurbak gets here. One other thing will happen before Kurbak arrives, which is that a letter arrives addressed to Helios. And Helios...
Who the fuck?
It has a... actually, I should write this down on my notes because I just want to forget because I just thought of this. It has the seal. It has a seal that immediately to you screams not a noble seal. Like, it's not from a noble house. But it's some other, like, organization or something. Like maybe a merchant organization or something. You're not sure just from the thing. The seal is it has imprinted a circular like aura encircling a tower, a beautiful tower. I mean, it's very low res, right? Because it's just a seal, but it's like you can tell that's what it's supposed to be. It's a tower kind of circled with almost like a halo, or not really a halo because it goes like behind it and around it, right? But an aura more.
Okay.
So, that's the seal. Do you open the letter?
No.
Just burn it.
I burn it.
I mean, fuck, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, okay. You open it and a powder starts pouring out and you go, in Constitution check. No. You open it and
I'm done.
there is a fine parchment letter inside, very high quality. Written, and the contents of which, I'm assuming you open this up, and the contents of which are written in very, very elegant penmanship.
A language you can't read.
No, it would actually be in Boarman tongue. And the
So it's just like oink, oink, oink.
roll me a intelligence check, just flat intelligence.
Oh, nah.
My perception of what Boarman tongue would be a crudely drawn picture.
So your intelligence check is enough to
Turn on
know,
some, like-
as you're skimming, before we get to the actual contents of the letter, you can tell from some of the wordings that it's not a native speaker of Boarman tongue, but is rather someone who is very proficient.
They're probably better than native speakers.
But the thing is that's very notable though, because not a lot outside of Boarman country, there's not a lot of people who take the time to really learn Boarman tongue. But on to the contents of it. It is addressed to Helios, Bard of Kurbok City. And I'm going to send this to you.
Damn.
I'm going to send this to you in Discord, and you can feel free to just read it out if you'd like.
All right, let's see.
Okay, here we go.
I just thought everyone. I thought it was something unrelated. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, we'll pass this on. All right.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to tell everyone what it says.
I read all that.
So it says.
Does the rumor is true?
Oh shit! That I have a typo.
Hey,
Does Helios Bard is gay?
that's the bad
Oh,
city.
Yeah, the Illulia.
Il Silva, yeah. Which
The
is
quiet-
the one up here.
quiet
by-
name.
Conservatory.
Yeah, it's the other name for. Oh wait, what the fuck?
Come town? Oh,
It was an alliance between Il Silva and Shiloh. I thought they were the same but different names.
No, they were allied, yeah.
We're going to
Shiloh
Come
was
Town.
the more human one, the human-dominated one, and Il Silva was more of an elven city. But they're both of a mix.
So this is
Okay.
100% a trap, but I think it would be cool.
You would know that Il
It's the quiet
Silva.
conservatory. Why do they want me to perform?
Il Silva is a very big city. It's a very big trading hub, and it also is this. You have actually heard of this. You've heard of this this place before, Helios. It is basically a bard's college. It isn't called that, but that's basically what it is. It's a bard's college. They also have a mage, like a campus for mages, like a mage university there. Both of them are very small because there isn't like a massive market for that, right? But they are probably Il Silva is the most prominent like academic place of academia for bards and mages in the whole continent, perhaps at least this part of the continent. So, and you would know this already, Helios. So you do recognize this. Like, you know, it could still be a trap, but this is an actual organization.
Can I learn anything more important about this place?
Oh God, yeah, you can do. This is a great time for legend lore, actually.
I can tell you, they suck. They're bad, and they're stupid.
So,
Damn, Legend Lore's great. Now talk.
yeah. So okay, Il Silva, to give a brief synopsis or brief description. They are definitely along with Shiloh and a lot of the other city-states up there, they're one of the more powerful ones and also one of the more opportunistic ones. So that's why Duncan is so Adau has a history with them because they were actually part of them and Shiloh declared war on Adau's home city-state of Fluria. And so the Duke and Duchess of Il Silva are definitely opportunistic. apparently, you would know. Oh god, wait, do I have? I think I have it. Hold on, let me talk I have one somewhere.
Tomorrow.
I have one somewhere. Where did it go?
What?
I might have it in my campaign notes.
Well, let me just real quick.
King Pilu of Shiloah. I don't have anything on Ilta Seal though.
Okay, yeah.
It's
So
Lou.
then I thought I had a name, but
He's already Kingfish in my brain. Can't change it.
we'll say it's Duke. So it's a Duke and Duchess. The Duke's name is Mura, and the Duchess is named Ixia. And they have actually been, they are elven rulers, and so they've been in charge for like a couple hundred years now, a good while, and have a pretty like strong grip over the area. And you would know with this legend lore, you would know that they do have again, they kind of like position their city as being, a trading hub, which it is, and like a hub of innovation and research for the mages and like arts with the bards. But they are definitely also very opportunistic, which is why they attacked Floria in the past and attacked other places too, right? They are, they're like dictators, but like the cool dictators, The,
Now, what does Adau say to that?
Only on day one.
yeah.
What?
And you would know with Legend Lore, you would actually also find out some information that is common knowledge there, but might not be spread around, which is that in recent years, Duke Mura has started to show his age a little more. Because elves, they live a long time, but they do age. And Duchess Ixia has kind of taken over a lot of the day-to-day. So the Duchess is the main one in charge. Beyond that, again, there's the college. I don't have a name for the Mage College, but there is the Quiet Conservatory. I guess as part of this, you can get some information about that. You would know.
Cast it again. I'm gonna cast it again. We're gonna be here for like another.
No, you're good. Yeah. So with
it doesn't count.
With the Quiet Conservatory, the reason it's called that, you would learn from this legend lore, is that the mages who constructed it, the bards who constructed it, maybe with the help of some mages too. They have a small little like area like this, a very nice little campus in the middle of the city, right on the river. But it's in the middle of a river port town, a very busy one and big one at that. And the bards who founded it didn't like having all the noise of the city interfering with their musical performances, and so they cast a special like sanctuary type spell that makes a big bubble around their campus that no noise can come in through.
Surely that won't be used against
Which
us.
is why the seal has that circle. It's because to show that the tower at the center of their campus and their buildings are engulfed in this bubble that silences outside noise. Not only does it silence outside noise, but the rumors are that music played on the inside bounces off in the most beautiful way every time. The echoes are always favorable. They never bring down the performance, they only enhance it.
Damn, the acoustics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's cool.
Like the acoustics literally, it's literally magical, so it will always harmonize the best it possibly can. So it's like, it's like a bard's paradise really. But additionally, the funny part is that ironically enough, even though it's called the Quiet Conservatory, once you're inside, there's always music playing. So, so it's kind of ironic, but it also isn't. So, yeah.
Intrigued. I don't know how Adau feels about taking a trip to that town.
Yeah. So,
but it could be funny.
I
go do a solo, and you guys do some espionage. You know how it is.
Yeah. So again, though, like that is the Mage College. There's the Bard place, and then it's just beyond that, it's a busy trading hub. And
if we do this, I'm gonna get an auto tuner for the mic.
So yeah, so that's about all. There's probably some other stuff too. Like if you have any questions, let me know. But that's the basics. Other than that, It's not like again when I say the rulers are like a little bit despotic, right? They're not. It's not like an iron fist where like there's constant surveillance. It's just that they also are definitely, they're no less warlike than all their neighbors in the end, right? So that's all. Yeah. So you get this letter. Feel free, do with that what you will.
Yeah, pass it on, the information, be like, this is on the way to this other place. I mean, it's a little, hey, it's right by Cumtown. I know.
Yeah, we can hit Cumtown on the way up. And the Cummingwood sign.
Yeah.
Alan.
Anyway, though.
You are.
Yep. Alright. So
guys,
then...
it's the kingdom come.
Oh god, yeah. That almost got me like twice last night.
So mad.
So the rest of you guys, I get your characters. We can kind of go over what you would be doing in your downtime in a bit, but there would only be a couple days until two things happen. On the day, the first thing is that Kurbak would get back to the city. And there's going to be like a massive parade that's immediately organized, massive like parties and stuff. This is also the day when you get back all your armor and stuff, so you now have and your weapon. There was the acid spear or whatever, right? I don't really have the stats for that yet, but I'll figure that out.
Okay.
That was the one thing I need to figure out still, but it would probably we'll get to it. But yeah, for right now it's unless we get in combat, it's not going to be a good shield. So I'm assuming you guys would take part in the festivities?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Rapidly, yes.
Okay, nice. The whole city is going to be turned into a massive festival. The what? I would say, as you guys are, taking part in the festivities or whatever, relaxing and stuff. Kurbak's not going to bother you guys. He will meet with you guys before you leave if you want, but he basically has already kind of told you, you're free to go wherever you want. Not that you weren't free before, obviously, but, he's basically, your work with each other directly is at least done for now, so. He, so he's not going to bother you, and he's busy organizing all these festivities. He's a partier too, As you're going along, Talvo, you're kind of maybe walking around the city, maybe with Aya. I don't know. Do you guys go everywhere together now, or?
Yes.
Okay.
The entire trip, the entire trip here, we did not leave the bedroom. You did not see me for days.
And so you guys are having a nice walk around.
Attempted murder.
You're having a nice walk around the city because, again, with all the festivities going on, a lot of the farmers and merchants are all bringing out their best wares to basically because there's literally people from all the surrounding towns and cities that are close enough are coming in. Dignitaries from other neutral city-states that are, in trade agreements with Kurbak, whatever, have heard about this and are sending envoys, right? It is a massive festival. It's probably going to last a couple days with all the festivities. And as you're walking around, though, Talvo, there's always this kind of nagging thought for you, or recognition of something, which is that Aya would kind of see too, and you guys would probably lock eyes occasionally and realize and nod, okay, yeah. Which is that, despite Kurbak being your ally, there are still slaves under the control of the people here, right? The Boarmen have their own slaves, and especially it's in the city it's not really that noticeable, but as lots of the farmers from outside the city are bringing in their goods, lots of them are having their slaves unload and unload their carts and stuff, and this kind of starts to dwell more and more, I imagine, in Talvo's head. And as you're walking through the streets, at one point, a voice calls out to you from an alleyway. It goes "Hey, Talvo!"
I don't look.
You don't look? Okay.
I don't look.
Aya would probably look, and then if you keep walking, I'll still walk with you. And he's like, looks like some thug, is what Aya would say.
Excuse me? I'd turn and look at him now.
Yeah. It's just a shady-looking dude with a cloak on. It would be, we'll say it's a halfling, actually. So, little dude, and and he's like, hey, you're Talvo, right?
Who?
Ah, come on, cut the crap, man. We have our sources too, you know. Boss wants to meet you.
Who?
The Shadow of Kurbak.
That really what he calls himself?
He's like, hey, man. You know, just because we got a name you might find weird, we're doing good work.
You're doing good work.
And he motions around at a couple of the slaves that are again like doing manual labor. He's like, well, we've freed more of them here than you have.
Okay. Alright, I'll meet you, boss.
He nods and he just like pulls out from his jacket a like card, like a business card, and he literally flicks it at you. And you can just go, and it has just like it just has some directions. It basically says, come to this warehouse at this time tonight.
All right, yeah, we'll do that. This sounds like fun.
Okay. And he, and then the halfling just turns away and is like, okay. At the same,
Aya would like pat me on the shoulder, like, good job, not like doing that bend down, talk to him thing. You're getting good at that.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. I would be like, you always had that habit. Yeah. The camera pans while this is happening in a different part of the city. What would Bree be doing in these days of like festivities?
Well, Bree is constantly thinking about these cards. Could she is there any books she could read about tarot cards or anything? Any way to learn more?
There is a library in in a government-run library of a lot of records that.
Yeah, then. Yeah, she would definitely go there and see if she could find anything.
Okay, roll me.
She likes learning.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Bro, you're gonna tell the feds that we have the cards. Wait, oh shit, oh. Guys, the Bard College is lit.
What do you want?
Investigation check. Oh yeah, totally lie. They're standard tarot cards, just your normal tarot cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Bree, you've not had good luck.
Forgot how to read.
So Bree is looking around the library for. We'll say that again, it's been a few days back now, and we'll say that's why it's taken Bree a little bit of time to even start knowing where to look. Bree, I imagine it was Bree went to the library, started looking, then realized she doesn't know how the Dewey Decimal System of this place works. And so she just kind of was looking through every book one by one.
Oh my god.
And
it's been 3 weeks since we've seen Bree.
As you're kind of looking around for stuff on this, Bree, you still haven't found anything. But on this specific day, again, this is later in the day when Kurbaks arrived, so there's a lot, there's more people flooding into the town now and stuff, and the festivities are already beginning, but haven't fully ramped up yet. You hear a voice, or actually you hear a few voices behind you in the library, and it's like a little bit of a scuffle, a minor scuffle sounds like it's breaking out, or like a disagreement. Someone's like, I just need to get through, please, please. And there's like a Boarman response and says, sir, you can't come in here like that. You're not dressed appropriately.
How's he dressed then?
Yeah, you like turn, like poke your head around the aisle that you're in and look, and there's this big this big hulking guy, like 6.5 feet tall, with like a scraggly beard and like kind of wild hair that isn't very well kept. And he's got like a loincloth, or it's not a loin, it's like a 3-point loincloth, like goes over one shoulder and then stuff, right? It's not just the waist. But other than that, like he's also holding a staff in one hand, and yeah, he's got a wild look.
Somebody we want to associate with.
And he is like, he's like, you don't understand. I seek the one whose blood has awoken. And the dude, the librarian, like clerk or whatever, is like, I have no idea what you're talking about, sir, but you need to leave the premises.
Could I go over then?
Yeah, you can go and try to like de-escalate. Because the dude is getting frantic. He's like, I need to. Yeah. You go over. What do you say?
I said, hello. You seem reasonable and well-adjusted. How are you doing?
He looks. He like look. He's like not. Wait. You're the one. You're the one I seek.
Whoa.
Bree, right?
Whoa.
Your blood has awoken. Your blood has awoken. The power of the moon lives within you, no?
There's a bear in me.
The bear! Yes! The bear! We have much to discuss.
Oh my god.
Alright.
The clerk
Who are you?
The clerk looks over at you because he recognizes who you are, Bree, and he's like, do you? He kind of covers his hand. He's like, do you have this? Can I go?
Yeah, this is fine. I got this.
Okay, yeah. The rats, meanwhile, are like peeking around your head on either side. I'm like, what the heck is this? Sorry, what did you say to the
Get
guy?
a load of this guy.
No, I just asked, like, who are you? Like, what's up?
He's like, my name is Bill.
Alright.
And like you,
Yo, the science guy.
like you, my blood has awoken. I share your gift.
You gotta... we both have bears.
We both are bears.
Whoa.
And he looks at you, and at this point, he'll sit down at a table in like the middle of the library.
Oh god, no, there's a bear cult.
And he motions for you to sit down. And now he seems less frantic and more just focused. Like he's like,
So, why do you want me? Or
He's more bearable.
He's like, I heard what you did. I heard the stories already.
Which thing? There's a lot of things I've done.
You transformed into a massive bear.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, power like that's not every day that someone can do that to that extent on their first. Was that your first time?
Yeah.
Whoa, man! At least buy dinner. Jesus.
Yeah,
And he's like
Whoa.
and he looks stunned. He's like, I have had the gift for 10 years now, and I've only in the past year or two gained control over myself in that form. Were you conscious?
Pretty conscious.
Were you able to break your form, to return to humanity?
I was right. I don't... wait.
You never tried, but you kind of felt like if you had to guess...
you said I could, if I wanted to, I could try to.
Exactly, yeah, you never tried, but you had the feeling
Yeah, I guess I'll just say that I could, I didn't ever actually try
Okay.
when I was in that form.
He nods, and he's like, well... Then... Maybe you still have weaknesses and things to learn, as we all do. No offense meant.
Whoa.
If you would have me, I would teach you. And hopefully you would teach me.
I don't know what I could teach you, but, yeah.
He nods and he's like,
well, what can I learn then? What more can I do other than be a bear?
be a better bear.
What does a better bear do?
Build a better bear.
Gets more honey.
When were you bit, or when did you come into contact with blood? When did your blood awaken? It was like a week ago now. when you were bit.
Wait, what was it again? Who was it that did that to me? Was it on the ship?
It was when you were on the treasure ship, and then the Giants' forces airdropped in, and one of them was a barbarian who could turn into a bear.
Oh, okay.
The barbarian.
Yeah, a barbarian.
But it was like a week ago. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could tell him then that a week ago was on the ship. A barbarian showed up and bit me.
He nods.
And,
he's like,
yeah.
He's like, a week ago. That means the full moon is in 2 days. We must prepare you.
What's gonna happen? What's up? Was
Your first time
Pretty
under the full
panic.
moon is not a pleasant experience.
I'm gonna go through a lot of changes.
He looks at you and he's like, we must prepare.
Okay, but can you actually, what is gonna happen? Like, give me more to go off. Help.
I will be there to try to help you through it, but
For what?
worst case
Like, grab him
scenario,
by,
you
like,
turn
his-
into a raging beast that tries to destroy everything in your sight.
Okay.
Cool.
So what changes?
So no one right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He nods. He's like, hopefully it would be fine. But beyond this, I sought you out because, well, I heard about your exploits and I think we could take it to the next level.
Whoa.
Hey,
You move in
yo.
together?
Too fast.
He's like,
I'm not ready for this.
he's like, as in our abilities. I feel the surge of magic whenever it happens, and I think I know a place where we could make it even stronger.
Okay, fly to the moon.
Okay.
There's a wellspring that I know of.
That's
Well,
important.
we were going to a wellspring at one point, weren't we? But that's
Well, you
something
got to one. It
otherwise
was
that-
the one near Yunudu that then was taken over by Locke.
Yeah, so we haven't
yeah.
seen one since. A real one.
I have seen one, but it was just kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was the one that had been used already.
Yeah.
So,
He,
yeah,
but he
good
looks at you
one.
and he's like, the wellspring is controlled by the warriors of the plains. You killed their leaders, but they wouldn't be hard to defeat.
Wait, what do you say? Is that the people at the wellspring?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Basically, the elven guerrilla warriors who were harassing Taisha, the ones working with the Fae there, who you killed. He's saying that they control the wellspring that he knows about.
Oh, okay. Well, why do you want to help me then? Like, are you getting anything out of this? Like, what?
If we can, I cannot take them on alone.
No, but like, why do you want me? Like, why do you want us to get stronger bears? Like, what's this bear agenda?
It's the culmination of evolving our power.
For what?
To be stronger.
Just because we can.
For
To
bear.
stop those who need to be stopped, whatever it might be.
Well, what side are you on? Like,
I have no
you don't
side.
want to like hurt anybody?
The side
Yeah,
of-
are you labor or Tory?
since my powers awoke in me, I have been on the side of nature. This city is not the normal environment I'm in.
Oh hell yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that sounds fair enough. Well, wait. When should we go to this wellspring? What do we need? Is there a time limit or?
He shrugs. He's like, not that I know of, but we should train you first.
Yeah, we need to do something about the fact that I'm gonna become Mega Bear in 2 days or whatever.
He nods. He's like, yes.
Mecha bear.
What do we need to do about that? What
Shall
do
we
we do?
begin? And he like stands up and in the middle
What,
of the
now in the
library.
library?
Yeah, he like assumes like a meditative like standing stance.
Alright.
And the like clerk dude comes over. He's like, And you get the idea that maybe the guy wants you to like go out of the library first.
We should maybe get out of here.
He looks around and he's like, oh, yeah, good idea.
Alright.
And yeah, Bill the werebear will basically just start like training with you. He's just a random dude, but he'd start telling you about how like when his powers awoke, it like, you know, he didn't actually kill anyone, but he hurt a few people in his village and stuff, and like.
Oh yeah, can I ask him like how he got infected or how he became bear?
Yeah, he would shrug and he's like, I was hunting in the woods one day and I was scratched by a squirrel. Apparently, that squirrel was a werebear squirrel.
That squirrel was patient zero.
Or it could have been the
Logan,
water
you're
I
right.
drank that had a dead body in it that one time. But you know,
Potato.
The squirrel drank the water.
yeah. And he would tell you how after his powers awoke, his village basically kicked him out, and he became a hermit. His wife divorced him, and then yeah.
Hell.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Just because he's a bear?
Wait, another question is how many of us are there? How many people in our bear call?
He shrugs. He's like, I don't know.
Well, then how did you? What's so special about me then?
I mean,
Or just that you heard the tales of me?
yeah, like you know, most of the other ones like us are, well, regarded as monsters or are actually monsters who just tap into their rage and have no control,
Yeah, okay.
and they're killed soon after. Not really the type of people I want to hang around.
That won't be a
So-
problem in 2 days.
I'm assuming there are more like me who keep to themselves, but you know.
Yeah. That seems fair.
Yeah. And yeah, so you'd start talking
Yeah,
about
but
more
yeah, we
stuff.
need a. Well, yeah, we like actually working on that thing for the 2 days.
Yeah, you
Stopping me
can
from
definitely.
killing everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Over the next couple days, do that.
What is that though? We're just meditating.
Basically, he's basically trying to teach you how to control your adrenaline and rage when you're in that form. Because it's basically just like when you turn into a bear like that, you have very little control. So it's all about self-control.
I'm down with Bree learning some self-control.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm curious.
I said, we need a bear rampage drawing of the cards, yeah.
Would Bree talk to this guy about the cards at all? Because this kind of
I
sidetracked
actually-
her while she was looking for
like-
information.
Like now, this is a bit shifted into my head, but like now it's just two things. Now it's just bear and card.
Yeah.
So yeah, now she also like as we're rambling about stuff, it's like, do you know about tarot cards? You know, like, you got any thoughts about that?
He's like, tarot cards. I mean, I'm not really one for superstition, you know. But I mean, if you're into that.
Well, no, not really. I just like there's these 2 tarot cards that showed up, and we were told not to use them, but I kind of want to use them.
By the God Emperor himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't leave that part out.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, I mean, or if they're just tarot cards, what's the worst that could happen?
This guy is so right.
I mean, yeah. You're right. You know what?
Oh, well, we're done.
He's like, although, if this is something that you've been thinking about doing, maybe we should work on this as part of your self-control.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's go get the cards and put them in front of you to tempt you, and it will be a good test.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what a good yeah, alright.
And yeah, Bree and this guy are you know, they're walking around and walking towards the castle when they come up with this idea. At this point, it's actually like evening time. It's dusk. The sun is setting, and the Adau is currently actually out with his little group that he's starting to form and train. And they're doing kind of like a little training exercise in just like a little plaza or like a little area that Kurbak told you could use for this. In like a courtyard somewhere. And you're kind of like wrapping up your training session or a little like exercise session for the day, Adau, when and a few of the people are starting to turn to go back to where they're staying, when all of a sudden you hear a voice that just shouts out and says, "You! I demand that you lay down that crest!" And
I turn.
let's take a quick little break.
Solomon.
Soldier boy.
I was gonna do that, but I didn't know the right words.
Yeah. So
You should play that during the break and get this whole stream struck.
Yeah. We'll take a quick little break and then we will be back and see what is going on here. So, all right. Be back in a few. Alright. We are back. So, where we left off.
We were all getting into our respective cults.
Where we left off. Adau.
I'm not starting a cult.
Yet.
Yeah, because you already like have one with your little whisper networks.
Sure.
So, Adau, you hear this voice saying, like you there, and you look over, and walking towards you, like shoulder striding like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2 character, is a 7-foot tall dragon elf, and dragon elves are normally not that tall. Big,
Yeah,
buff,
it's taller than me.
big buff guy, not wearing a shirt. With he's got like some bracers on, and then like leggings and whatever. But he's got hoisted up on his shoulder like a warhammer, and he's like just like striding towards you. And again, a few of your trainees are here, and they kind of like sort of get in a circle, being like, "What's going on?" Like surrounding this, the scene here. And the guy swings forward the hammer and points it and says, "It is my life's duty to serve that crest. I will take it from you." And he's just gonna go, "Rah!" And he's just gonna charge at you.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, why don't we have you roll?
Oh no! Wait. Well, okay, yeah. I guess we'll roll. Yeah. I don't have a token to roll, but there you go.
That's fine. That's fine because it's just gonna be. So there's just the two of you. The rest of you dudes are gonna be so taken aback that they're not even gonna help.
That's fine. That's okay.
Ooh.
Wow, he beat me.
As he runs in, he just charges and goes and swings his hammer. Which I just realized I don't actually have on here properly.
We also need stats for my spear. The acid spear.
Yeah, that's true.
True Britsha's tarot card drawing. I enjoy this.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was zoomed out, so it looked like incredibly high def.
I forget which, like what the bonus was for the spear before it had the acid infusion. I know it was magic, I just don't know what kind.
Yeah, I can look at that in a second. Actually, yeah, let me look at that now. Let me look at my notes. Okay, I got it. It was... Oh, no, it was... I don't think it had any bonus, but what I have is that you commission it to become +1.
Okay.
But also with acid damage now. I think the way we'll do it is just simply... what is the spear's damage normally?
I think it'd be D6 handheld, like one hand.
Yeah, it's D6 or D8. We'll say it actually does 1d8 of acid damage on every hit, too. So just every single hit gets 1d8 acid damage, as its blade just is permanently coated with, or infused with acid.
I was wondering how that worked. I just trying to think through the logic.
So, no +1, but it does the D8 acid
No, it is
damage.
+1 as well, yeah.
Okay.
That's +1 and acid infused.
Let me move we can go ahead and start, because I can sort that out.
Yeah, so he's running at you, and he's going to make 3 swings with his hammer at you in quick succession. And here's 1, here's 2, here's 3.
2 of those hit.
Mm-hmm.
Second 2.
Okay. And, oh, I just realized I have this correct. Okay, there we go. Now it's good. Yeah, he swings in and goes boom, boom. 12 and then 20 damage. Even though it's very clear to you right from the get-go that this is a mundane weapon. This is not a magical weapon at all. He doesn't seem to be using any magics. He just does a lot of damage as he just wallops you. Like, boom, boom. It's your turn.
That's not good. I'm gonna command that. Wait, what does this do if it's higher level? Another creature. Fine, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I just watched Dune, so command is on top of mine, and I'm gonna tell him to kneel.
Okay.
Attempt to tell him to kneel.
And you just yell out, "Kneel!" and he will. He kneels. As he is done swinging, you just step back and yell, "Kneel!" And he goes like, "Argh!" You can tell there's veins bulging out of his forehead as he tries to resist with all his might. And then just slowly his body out of his control goes, "Ugh!" And he hits the ground with one knee, and then the other one hits as well.
Okay. I don't want to. I could do. So I couldn't do actually a spell. Anyway, I just how much do you think I could say given the remaining time before he gets back up?
Maybe a couple sentences. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. It's maybe not so much for him as it is for the crowd, but I want him to understand the message before I imagine he'll get back up and kill me or try to kill me. I hold up the shield and I say, "This is not something to be won with physical might, even though we won it with physical might. This shield is a symbol, and it's something that requires much greater." Thought and care for its ideals to be upheld. You can't just come in here with a hammer and expect him to take it. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say after that. But that's pretty much what I want to say. Then I'll turn to him and I'll be like, "Okay, so get back up then."
I like that you said all of that out loud too. That's it.
Yeah.
While he's stuck kneeling, it's yeah.
I just take it that you guys understand what I'm saying stuff out.
Yeah, you hold it up and show them, and then kind of shout this out. And he, meanwhile, just gets up, and you can tell he's blinded with rage and adrenaline right now. And he gets up, struggles back into his feet as your magics are off, and they goes and just charges in. Additionally, he's gonna do a reckless attack. So he has advantage on all 3 of his attacks. Oh, I only did one-handed rolls last time, too. Oh, you're lucky. That's right. Now.
Let me see if this works.
Wham, wham, wham.
Those are all barely hits.
He will. Oh, whoa! 214. Oh God, it didn't.
I die instantly.
Oh, I see. It didn't.
It's something to be won with physical.
I didn't
might.
put the D there. Okay, hold on.
Gone.
1, 2, 3. There you go. As he comes and goes, boom, 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 and you're bracing with the shield for each hit, but it's still. You feel like your arm bone go crack a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it
it is-
definitely has.
But it is your turn now.
Yeah.
With that kind of damage, I don't think I can physically beat him. Actually, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, first I'm gonna see if this even works. Okay, so it rolled. Oh no, that's the psychic. So okay, I fucked it up. But I mean, did you look at my sheet? Maybe figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I can do that. Hold on.
Is it? Well,
That is barely a hit, though. By the way.
Yeah. Oh no, that wasn't what I was going to do.
Okay. So you're just testing.
Yeah, because if he hits me again, I go down.
Hold on. Let me. Wait. Here. Let me look at your sheet. I'm gonna.
Oh, you've got to. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's at the top, just spear +1.
Yeah.
I could do it here. I did it in the items. I'll just do it here. That makes more sense.
Yeah, you just do like the normal damage and then the. Actually, it should already be set up. Or wait. This is the piercing and then the acid separate. There you go.
There we go. So, okay, so if I could have just done it there. Spear +1, strength 20. Yeah, 1. Yeah. 1d8. Okay, cool. Swag.
Okay.
What was his wisdom? +1? Okay, I was thinking about dominating. It's an action. Sure, I'll cast Dominate Person at 7th level.
It's also an enchantment, so can't you use that as a bonus action?
As a bonus action? Yes, I can.
Okay.
With, I think it's Embodiment of the Law. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you basically are just like reach out your hand, point at him, and just go like, try to force your way into his head. Okay. And he fails. Doesn't have a great chance. So as he's like charging at you, going like, ah! You just go like, boom, and enter his mind. And oh no, he should have advantage because you're fighting him. Okay, still not enough.
Let's go!
Close,
That was so close.
So you force your way into his head, and you have a telepathic link where you can issue a command to him. What would you say? As he's charging at you.
Stop. Stop moving.
Yeah, you just say stop, and he's going, ah! And he goes, and you can tell again that his, like, veins are bulging, like he's trying to reach you, he's fighting against it.
That's your shield's extended warranty.
Yeah. True. Okay. Well, shit, I guess I've got him for an hour. And so what I'm gonna do... I'm not gonna do this yet. I'm gonna bring...
that's right.
Castle him. Yeah. So let me actually remove... That's only ones. I just remember I don't have a 7th level spell.
Okay.
I don't want to make it... I can't make it seem, I don't think, like I didn't just take over his mind. So, I guess I'm just gonna say... I'll use this as an opportunity. Physical might is not the only kind. As you can clearly see, our battle is so, crazy inspirational speech. Our battles will not be won with, swords and spears and shields and bows.
Hammers.
They'll be won with dragon elf resolve. Lizard folk resolve.
As he is listening you say this, he kind of grunts and struggles, but he does say something, because I think he can still say things. Like, I don't think it says that he can't. But he still takes him a lot of effort, and he's like, ugh, what gives you the right to hold that shield?
Killed the fucking dragon.
Yeah. I killed the dragon who possessed it. We can, what gave Kasaria the right to have it? What makes you the rightful possessor?
I am not the rightful possessor. I really mean to follow what the crest must do.
Oh, I don't... Shit. I know. I should know what the crest must do, right? Do I?
You have no idea what he's talking about.
Ask it.
What is he thinking in right now? What does he think?
You actually... You try to figure this out, right? You delve into his mind, and he goes like, because he feels you doing this. And instead of getting like a concrete answer, you get like a flashback to this guy's childhood. And you see him out on the streets in an alleyway, huddled behind some, like, crates. And you see him shaking in his sleep as he has a dream. And then you go into the mind of this child version of him within his own memories. And you see a vision of a giant eye opening up next to him with purple scales around the eye. And it says, a voice says to him in his dream in the past, saying, "You will one day serve my crest. Seek it out and bring it to me." And then you see a sequence of his whole life after that point, briefly. You see him being taken prisoner after stealing a loaf of bread to feed himself on the street, being put to work as a slave, proving himself as a loyal and good worker, as he grew to be 7 foot tall. Whatever the genetics are of him, he hit the jackpot when it came to that. You see him getting put into the gladiator ring, and now it makes sense, the fighting style he used. You've seen it before. He was a gladiator. You see him fighting his way until eventually he found a chance to escape. And then you see him hitching a ride on a boat here until he reached this very point. And as you kind of like finish seeing his whole life up until this point, you kind of like come back out of his head. And you see like a few tears rolling down his cheeks as he's still like straining.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah. I don't see how his goals differ from ours, so I'm going to act on that. I'm going to say, but not command. Well, I don't know. I'm not dropping my spell. Not happening. I'm going to die if I do that. But I'll say, bring your hammer to the ground. Like, don't drop it. Just lower your weapon. And then, I don't know. I mean, I saw the loaf of bread, but he looks pretty well fed now. So, but maybe there's symbolism there. Do I have any bread on me?
No.
He just really craves some bread.
I cast conjure bread. No.
He will lower his hammer, though. It seems like to a certain extent, he, doing this, like delving into his mind, you realize that he kind of understands that you saw something. He kind of understands this, and so he kind of calms down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of sucks, because if I were really, like, as a person in this situation, I don't have time to sit here and be silent and think. Fuck. I don't know, I'm just gonna... First, I'm gonna... No, yes, I'm gonna stab him! No, I'm not gonna do that.
Behead him.
With a loaf of bread.
With a loaf of bread. I'm gonna use the shield to cure wounds 5th level myself.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna...
As you do this...
Are we still in initiative? Because we're...
No, you're good. Because as you do this, too, you see something in his eyes light up, and he's like, "The power. You command it. The shield. You command the shield."
You should tell him it talks to you, too.
Yeah, the shield... Well, me, I don't want to know, because Sari is the one in here. But... I mean, yes, of course. I made the effort to attune to it, to harness its power, I guess. I don't know.
But it answered to you. And his eyes, like, he is shocked. And as you're kind of like, you could tell, like, he starts to sob, actually. And you could tell that, like, he's not...
That was his dream.
You could tell that he's not going to attack you anymore.
That was his
Okay.
dream.
Yeah.
As clearly the fight has been taken out of him.
All right. Well, okay. Then I am gonna drop my spell
Yeah.
now. I will no longer.
When you do this,
concentrate.
he lunges. No, I'm just kidding. When you do this,
Compel you to cry.
he will lift up the hammer and then put it on the ground, like head down, and like kneel against it. And he just like kind of again like sobbing a little bit. This 7 foot tall man. I should share. This is what he looks like,
Feelings.
by the way. I have a picture for.
So we can visualize him sobbing. Thank you.
Yeah.
He seems just like the kind of zealot your new cult needs.
He seems like a great
he is.
lieutenant.
There he is.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah.
Did you commission this, or is this like a?
No, I
see
just
him
found it online. Yeah.
Still, though, that's cool.
Yeah. So it took a while to find like
Cog.
yeah. He
Cog.
he is he's just sitting here like kneeling, and he's sobbing. And he says, "If you wish it, please grant me a quick and merciful death. I have transgressed."
You have done no such thing. Stand up.
Pride.
Get up. Stand up till you get on your feet.
You tell him this. He looks up at you and he's like, and he just stands up.
Is Cog his name? Did you say that and I missed it?
No, he hasn't said it yet. No.
Okay. Well, tell me your name.
My name is Cog. I think they sometimes would call me Cog the True, because I am true to my own path at all times.
Is it a given name, or did you adopt it? Cog, not Cog the True.
It is the name my parents gave me.
Okay, I thought it was maybe somebody like in the arena. Anyway, though, okay. The Great Purple One has spoken to you, has come to you in your dreams.
He nods.
You were right to attack me. You were brought here for a reason, and now you understand why. And your zealotry, your zeal, it's not a weakness or a transgression. As you know, as much as it may seem like that.
He's still just kind of like looking at you, and he's like, "You have spared my life. I owe you a life debt. My life is yours."
What about that?
Bro, if he knew how close I was to being fucking meat paste.
Damn.
2 more hits. Anyway, though.
I mean, hey, now you got him on your side at least.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I never gave out Solomon's shield, or at least not definitively, because they're all still here. But also, he he was one-handed using it. Does he do that?
Well, he
Or does he
charged
use
in
it
with it
mostly?
one hand and then switched. Like he's a gladiator. It seems like he's pretty versatile.
He's probably proficient with a lot of stuff then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna have one of the people, a dragon elf, not a lizard man, because that would be kind of racist. Go fetch it for me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll turn back to Cog, and what will I say? I don't know if a life debt is necessary, but you are most welcome to join our cause, which is aligned with yours. It sounds like the Crest's purpose is to be reunited with the dragon. One of our own, not even a believer, has been contacted by the Great Purple One.
Seems like a good situation to give your group a name.
True. I don't know what. I just wrote down the New Order in my bio, but that sounds kind of fascist, so I don't want to do that.
Order in bio.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
violent vigilantes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
regardless,
This
he,
guy's single.
yeah, when that dragon elf brings out the crest, the other shield, the shield, the Solomon shield that you have, he looks at it and he says, I would be honored to serve you.
then and I'll put the crest on my back and take the Solomon shield, and I'll say, then take this, and when you've unlocked the power inside it, the crit stuff that you need to be attuned to it for, and I hope he knows what that means. Then return to me, and you will be my lieutenant.
And he
Lieutenant Hammer.
He will just
Lieutenant
take
Hammer.
it, and he nods, and he will actually just go, and like again, it's like a little like courtyard that you're in, and he literally just goes and sits on like the cobblestone off to the side, and starts meditating, like with holding the shield, presumably attuning to it, or
Yeah, if he's not, then I guess it wasn't meant to be.
and he will literally just start meditating without saying another word.
Wow, that went probably the best it possibly could have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heal myself.
Yeah, see, you're not dead, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. At this point, you see Bree walking by with like a crazy looking dude, like, ranting about bear shit, and yeah. I don't know what Helios is doing on this night. Is celebrating, probably like out partying and playing instruments, his instruments somewhere.
Hell yeah, let's get it. Let's go. I've had too much to drink. It's not my best.
It's only amazing. It's great.
Why don't we say that like you're probably performing in like one of the high end like taverns or pubs in the richer district of the city. I would say Talvo.
They
you were
don't
told.
understand.
Yeah, Talvo and Io were told to like come meet at a specific time, but it's actually later in the evening. So, Talvo, why don't we say that you just kind of like are wandering around with Aya, and you happen to wander into the same tavern where Helios is performing.
Whoa!
And so you listen to the performance. It's not Helios's best performance, but it's still like a 21 is still like much better than the average person could ever do, like even on their best night. So.
I mean, I think I would have played this up to Aya a little bit too. Like, we've been hanging out with this guy for months and on end, and we've had a couple real banger shows. And I think this is probably the first time we've had a chance to like see him perform together live.
Yeah,
I see them, and I'm like, oh hell yeah! You gotta kick it up for them. Let's go! Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay pog.
Talvo, you notice that like. In between his performances, you notice that like people are buying him drinks and stuff, and then Talvo, you look over, you see a special flask of extra strength dwarven fire whiskey.
Let's go!
Do you want to?
All right, I'm done.
Would you buy him a drink?
I'd buy him a drink, and I would also like take a shot of the Dwarven Fire whiskey. And can I have advantage because I'm trying to show off to my boyfriend?
I feel like you should have disadvantage.
I feel like you have disadvantage for that.
No, it'll be. Well, it'll just be normal. But yeah,
it's panaging someone. It's panaging someone you know, so it's got to be like extra hard.
True, they're immune to your charms.
Yeah,
yeah. So Helios rolled a
fallen
10
for them.
that's also true.
That's true, which is why it's normal.
Yeah. Also, I'm actually gonna go for a drink. Speaking of,
You know what, Talvo? I'll inspire you. That's what we'll do.
Oh yeah, you'll. Well, I'm not there. I'm doing soldier shit. Never mind.
Okay, can somebody roll me
Hell
a
yeah.
d10? I know, here I can do this.
Oh,
Wingman.
didn't even matter.
Let's go.
Let's go. I had to unplug my keyboard to charge my headphones, so I'm rolling entirely with a mouse right now.
Nice.
okay.
Just pull up
So-
the virtual keyboard and just click every key you want to press.
No.
So okay. So Helios, you with your 10 roll, you take a swig, and you're like, "Ooh!" Like your stomach twists up into a knot. You barely are able to hold down everything. Well, you actually go into the next performance. You go into the next performance with disadvantage. You already rolled a 28, so just roll another one, and we'll see.
Oh, just another? Okay.
Yeah, just do another normal roll. Okay,
Oh,
didn't
no.
affect you much. So even though
Darn.
you're like holding like half a mouthful of vomit in your mouth as you're doing your second performance here, but it's still a 27, which again, 27 is at the point where like even a professional bard would maybe want like on the best performance of their life might be able to match that. So normal professional bard, right? Not someone of your talent. So. Absolutely. You keep playing on, and Aya is like, wow, he's really good. Meanwhile, Talvo, you are a little better off, but you're still like, oh, God. Like, that hit you like the same. That was like the equivalent of like 3
Helios
drinks.
inspired me.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, so the 7 was for that?
That's the 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, no, you actually...
30-20.
So yeah, no, you do actually just down it, like... And it still burns, but you're like, oh, yeah.
I feel like I wingman it. I see him struggling, and then I'm like,
And,
I'm
yeah.
bored.
And, you know, Aya is a little impressed. He's like, you know? Yeah. The night goes on. Eventually, Helios, you'll get off the stage, and some other musicians, local musicians, nowhere near as good as you, will take your place. But you can go over and hang out with Talvo and Aya. And you have a few
Birdman.
drinks together, I imagine. And eventually it gets to the
And I
time of
would tell
night.
Helios. Yeah, I would tell Helios, but I have this like upcoming meeting if he wanted to like come tag along.
sure.
Okay.
Very drunk. Very drunk. I'm in. Let's go. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's about. I'm not gonna remember what it's about. Out of character, I forget what it's about. So I'm in.
Okay. So yeah, so like as it
Meeting
gets
the
to
Shadow
that,
Kerbach.
yeah, as it gets to that point in the night, like a little before midnight, roughly, then you guys will head out of the tavern and towards the side of town where this warehouse is at. That you're meant to meet up with this guy or this guy or gal, I don't know, the Shadow, as they call themselves. And as you're going, yeah, you're all probably your characters are all probably a little tipsy. But you, Talvo and Helios and Aya, head over here until you find the warehouse that you were told to come to. The door, like the main big door of the warehouse, is a crack open. You can slip in, but you don't hear anything or see any lights inside or anything like that.
You first. Your meeting.
Oh, I'll walk in first. Do I? So I guess what I would do is Talbo's gonna walk up, kind of like peek his head in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Do I notice anything within 10 feet of me?
Not within 10 feet, but there is a light in the back of the warehouse. The warehouse doesn't seem to be very full. There's a few boxes here and there. But towards the back of the warehouse, and again, it's pretty dark. There's a little bit of ambient light from neighboring buildings and streets and stuff. But it's not really enough to see much. But there is a lit candle sitting on the arm of a chair that a figure is sitting in. Dimly illuminated. So what would you do? What would Talvo do?
Sorry, hold on. My internet's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it.
set.
Every other syllable.
We good?
Now,
we can
yes.
hear you still,
I heard you.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think just instinctively, Talbot would just kind of like rest his hand on the rapier hilt, and I think Aya would kind of like get the hint, but he would like walk in and just like approach the candle. I mean, he's done enough spy shit that
Blow it out.
very clearly this is meant to be like walk over here.
Yeah. And when you get within like 10 feet or 15 feet of the figure, then they hold up a hand. And they, again, are dimly lit, and they have a cloak on and like a mask covering their face. Clearly don't want to really be seen. But they speak, and it's a masculine voice, and they say, I've heard of your deeds. Your lover here was a slave of the Dragon Elves. You and I share that in common. We hate slavery. But you ally
Got me
yourself
there.
with one who allows it to go just as unchecked as any other city-state.
Brother, have you fucking seen Kerbach?
He kind of gives a little chuckle. He's like, I'm not. I certainly don't judge you for not taking up arms against someone who calls themselves God Emperor and kinda has the strength to back that up. But some fights are worth fighting.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry.
What I've been gathering strength to the rest of my friends from the Drows. And don't get it twisted. Kerbach is on the list of things in this world I'm not a fan of. But you know, you gotta know when to hold them and
When to fold 'em.
knowing when to use your drink properly. I mean, ideals are great, but I can't do anything when I'm dead.
He nods, and he's like, I get that. And that's why I am meeting with you here in this rinky-dink warehouse rather than out in public. Because I wouldn't do much good dead either. The people who fight under my command, we've worked for years now, slowly building up strength. And I'm not calling for immediate open rebellion against Kurbak. But the seeds for freedom should be planted. Your job I know of your plans against the Dragon Elves, and they're certainly one of the worst when it comes to this evil. So I don't judge you for focusing on them. But I have an offer for you, or rather, an offer for cooperation. I have men and women of all races, of all origins, who wish to see their fellow downtrodden, the slaves, and those exploited here in Kurbak City and its surroundings. They wish to prepare and fight when the time comes. But we lack capital. Or rather, 10 slaves with one spear might be able to take out a guard or two. 10 slaves with 10 spears. Well, now you're talking.
When?
Whenever the time is ready. The seeds are only just starting to be planted.
Oh. Well,
If that was ready like tonight, like give me an hour.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say like right
Wait,
now,
so
when
what would I
everyone's
do?
wasted as hell. That'd be a great time to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, what is Helios
But,
thinking of all this, by the way?
I've been thinking, I'm like, where am I? Did I walk in with them? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
you would have walked in.
I was invited into this secret meeting. I mean, I'm like a little like, yeah, kind of. I mean, I have no reservations because like he hired me and shit. And it's like technically I'm a Boarman. It's like, you know what? I've been thinking kind of the same thing lately. We were just very recently the enemy of my enemy, so it's about all we got.
I'll quit you, Shadow Kerbal.
Did you say you like him?
I have a question for him.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear. Yeah.
No, I
Hey,
talk with him. Yeah,
yeah. You have a question? Yeah, he just
Depends
nods.
on this answer.
Which do you think would cause more suffering? Eliminating Kerbak right now and the destabilization of this entire empire and everyone in it, or the freedom of all its slaves?
Kurbak's death would be a setback. It would, as you said, most likely lead to squabbling amongst Boarman warlords. More death, more enslaving. They would enslave each other as they begin to fight each other.
Agreed.
I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but there will be a power vacuum, and that needs to be addressed before any plan for trying to remove him happens.
He nods. He does, he nods. He's like, I agree, we have no current plans to do that.
Well, then
I do not think
why
that we would even have
why
a
you
means.
were wasting my time? Like, what's your like? Are you just like mad at the guy? Like, be an adult. Think like. It just sounds like you got a chip on your shoulder and you want to like get rid of the guy, and then who fucking cares what the consequences of it are?
I don't wish.
These are the things I've been thinking about. Why I haven't rebelled against him, because I don't have the power to replace him yet.
Yeah.
He nods and he says, I have no desire. Well, I do not think that me or any of my fighters, even if we work perfectly, I don't think we have the power to remove him. You might eventually. But that is not what would help us right now. Right now, if you could provide us with funding, with aid, we can plant the seeds, and you will reap them.
Talvo, being the son of a merchant, is not unfamiliar to the idea of investment.
I'm gonna look at Talvo because I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
I will give you a look, Helios, and you and Aya match eyes, and Aya like shrugs, like, I don't know.
Merchant.
Like, Aya knows what's
So-
going on, but Aya's not like the negotiator normally.
No.
I would look at the shadow. Slightly skeptically. I'm like, I was given a claim earlier today. I was told that you have freed more slaves than I have. How so?
In the city of Kurbak, specifically. My colleagues can sometimes let their words be careless. I meant no disrespect.
it's not disrespect I'm concerned about. It's a proof of your capability. What actually have you done? Because we leveled a city with a slave rebellion. Like, what are you capable of?
Last week.
Oh yeah, we did it twice.
He would be like, if you want a demonstration of my capabilities and my competence, you need do nothing more than look around you. And he snaps his fingers, and some torches light up around on each of the wooden beam columns holding up this warehouse. And you see, strapped to each of them are little bundles.
Oh, for snacks. Yeah, that's great.
It's very clear to you that there's some sort of explosives that are rigged on each of the columns supporting this building.
Talvo is not flustered by this.
I am.
Cool.
Helios is like, oh!
Lured 3
I've never
drunk
been to one of
guys.
these secret Talvo meetings. I've heard of them. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I choose to fail intimidation.
So what do you say, Talvo?
Well, again, I think this is another situation where Talvo kind of like pulls out the bag of like fireball beads, and it's like, again, I want to know your capabilities. You lured 3 drunk guys into a trap. Cool.
He would say it's not a trap. I merely cover my bases. I had no intention of using them unless I had to.
Hey, real recognizes real. I just, you talk a big game, but I'm not even like looking for a show of force. I just want you to tell me like one cool thing you've done.
Hey, give me anything.
Literally,
Yeah.
just name 5 brothers, bro, and then you're good.
He is He nods and he's like, beyond raiding caravans, in quite a few places, military supply trains and the like, we have killed a few of the wealthier landowners on the outskirts. And he would give you a couple names. He's like, you can verify that these guys are dead.
Man, I ride around on a flying fucking castle, and you're giving me...
Bro, just accept the ally!
He
I hear
nods.
Adau's voice in my head, like,
He nods and he's like, why do you think we approached you? I am not trying to say I am more capable than you. Simply that you are traveling around. You have even larger enemies to fight than Kurbak. Kind of. He is quite large.
we have like one, maybe
He's
2 more.
he's like you have large enemies to fight, and the dragon elves are certainly.
Sort of tall.
Let's put it this way: if Kurbak were to fall, the dragon elves would be the first to pounce on the remnants of his empire. I merely.
That's how we get them in. No.
I merely posit that I am in a position to act here while you act everywhere else.
Well, let's nail down some specifics. Exactly how much capital are you asking?
As much as you can provide, but if you could provide 10,000 gold pieces.
Bad answer. No. Wrong.
10,000 gold pieces would be enough to equip a large number.
I have no reference base, so I'm like, yeah, no.
That's a lot of money. That's a fucking lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but like if you like try calling an investor and then well, how much money you want? Like, oh, I don't know. Like it's a bad look.
Good thing Talvo knows an accountant.
So 10,000 gold pieces is what you want?
That would get the wheels turning.
So how are you going to spend this 10,000 gold pieces?
Weapons.
Like, do you have? Yeah, I know weapons, but do you have like a? Do you have a source where you're gonna buy these weapons from that's not going to be immediately noticed by the God Emperor? Or you get to source them from like somewhere else, so they're going to be made here in the city. Like, you realize how much 10,000 gold is, right? Like,
I have.
that's a lifetimes of wealth for people. And if you're trying to produce 10,000 spears, that's not going to go unnoticed.
Rumors are that the forges...
10,000 sticks for housing.
Rumors are that the forges of Gabagard are running once again after their recent disruptions. And they are selling things at a discount.
We call that a liberation in my world.
Yeah, he does. He's like, Gabagard is not far, and they are selling at a discount to try and drive business back up again. Other places, too.
I will say, weapons forged within the bowels of the mountain are hard to notice happen. Now, how do you plan to get them here?
We have our ways. He's like,
try harder with this guy.
He kind of
10,000 gold. You win. No.
He kind of gives an exasperated sigh. And he's like, my intel said that Adau was your logistician, not you.
That's him.
I actually have an earpiece in, and Adau's talking to me right now.
I'm just trying to. I don't control all of this capital. This is something I have to sell to the rest of my party members, and I want to not look like an idiot in front of them and give them stuff like, we have our ways, they have their ways. Like,
This is the way.
This is 10,000 gold.
If you don't mind me asking your companion here, Helios, it is, correct?
Yeah, I'm still looking at the walls like, yeah.
I've seen you perform, even before the recent wars. I remember watching you when you were a little bit younger, more naive.
Yeah, not too much better, but yeah.
Helios, when have you ever kept the gold you've earned in your adventures? As in...
I open up like the little wallet I have. I'm like, I have 200.
But have you really invested it in anything?
I mean, I bought this cool armor.
Hey, no, that seems like fair.
I will like knock on it like a little bit. Like,
pretty good, yeah.
What do you think about a cause like this, Helios?
Oh, sorry, failing a survival check. Well, I mean, I agree with y'all. I don't think it's a great idea immediately. I don't have much of a backstory to my character, do I? I forget. I just kind of had a normal. I was a band kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many like the tales of like the outskirts I know about, but I'm all for the cause of, helping things get better out there. Against the ways of the Boarman people a little bit, but yeah, I do think that the more imminent threat is from the south because I do agree a power vacuum would. However, I also agree with our accountant here that 10,000 gold is a lot.
Adau feels a twinge of pain in his heart. Someone else was referred to as the accountant.
I'm playing him up.
Yeah.
Also, I look at my wallet again, I'm like, damn, I'm really late now.
He nods. He's like,
I can give you like 6.
6,000?
6.
6 gold.
I have 206 gold. I don't know why it's such a weird number. Just sitting there.
I think it was some gambling. But anyway,
Probably.
at the end of the day, like this is not a decision I get to make alone.
Yeah, we will relay this to our real
we can
account.
relay it.
Who knows numbers?
Yep.
Mhm.
He,
But
yeah.
convincing me is a big first step.
He nods and he's like, he nods and he would just say, like, well, I would just say that 2 hands can spread. Hold on, I'm trying to think how to phrase this.
Yeah, you want to try that something over again there, bud?
2 hands can work twice as fast and spread the work twice as far as one.
Make twice as many mistakes.
Oh, that's good. I write that down.
Sometimes mistakes are necessary.
Christ, is that what your mom said?
He would not, and he actually stands up at this point and starts walking towards like the back door of this warehouse, and he just says, "Think on it, and
We'll circle
I
back.
hope for the best."
Yeah, we'll circle back next week.
How am I supposed to contact you? Dude.
My associates.
Intimidation on
will
the dude.
be, my associates will always be here if you need them, at least one.
What is it?
Like this warehouse?
Yeah.
I'm leaving in like 2 days. Like, can I get like a phone? Sending stone, maybe? I could buy you one if you need it, dude. Like, I know you're strapped for cash, but like...
He shakes his head. He's like,
Communication, dude.
he's like, he's like, I don't need messages. I just need either support or no support. I need.
I want to see how
need
done
to-
Talvo is. I see him shaking his head.
He's like, I need to open a bank vault account, but they need a down payment fee that I'm going to take from you before you get the money back. No,
Yes. There's a Kerbach prince who needs our
yeah.
money.
Anyways, and then he's just gonna walk out of the warehouse, like he's just gonna leave.
I feel like I just had a conversation with like Sasuke from Naruto, dude.
Do all of these work like that?
You know, more often than you think. More often than you think.
Not fair.
Dude, I'm hungry. You want to get some, like,
Churros.
tacos
Yeah, let's
or
get some
something?
churros. Yeah, let's get some churros. Another episode where we grab lunch while they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah. Alright, well, and yeah, you guys would, the 3 of you, Aya, and the 2 party members would, leave and go get some late night food. And, well, before we wrap up here,
Oh, that's a good churro.
one last thing. The camera pans over to where Bree, you're sitting with your new friend Bill in the meeting room of the castle, and lying out on the desk in front of you are the 2 cards in their little wooden case.
No.
And Bill is hovering over your shoulder, Bree, and he's like, you must resist the temptation. Resist the temptation. It's the first step in not giving in to your final instincts.
I would just like to say that
you're muted.
we're joint accounts on the money, so he's not in sole possession of it. We signed the prenup. We got the.
So, Britsha, what is Bree thinking? Oh, we can't hear you now. I saw you mouthing that.
He's focusing.
No, I still can't hear you if you're talking.
What happened?
What happened?
Check the cord. Check the cord in the back. The blue snowball cord loves to pull itself
Audio.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hello.
Audio test.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do anything. Bree would rather, like, because I have not been given any information about, like, any, like, idea of what these can do, so I would rather at least know, like, what really bad would mean.
Okay.
Before I were to do anything. So Bree can hold off from doing anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Then Bill would, this has been going on during this whole, like, we flashed to the side to the other characters. This was like a whole 2-hour ordeal where Bill just, like, put them in front of you and was like, do it, but also don't control yourself. Do it, don't control yourself. But then finally, you kind of realize that you got this under control. This urge to do the cards, and so he nods and he's like, "Well, Bree, you passed the first test in controlling yourself. Our training resumes tomorrow." And that's where we'll wrap up the session with him saying that, and your first day of training going all right, and the festival in full force. People celebrating the victory of Kurbak's army. And yeah, we'll come back next time when who knows what else will happen.
Some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll see where this season will take us. You guys still haven't really made a final decision about where you're going in particular, but I'm
We have like
excited to
5
see.
new places, yeah.
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 Alright, yeah. Well, that is going to do it for us. I am not going to be streaming after this, actually. I'm pretty tired. I don't have class tomorrow. That's my spring break this week. But, class tomorrow. I'm pretty tired, so I'm just going to probably chill tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Any of you guys going live?
No.
No, my internet in this new place cannot handle it.
Yeah.
No.
Rip.
What about you, Britsha? Are you going to stream tonight?
I streamed for 6 hours, so no.
I say you
that's
already
right,
you already got a PB. Stop. Go to
Yeah, I
bed.
saw that, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for us then. We will host up someone. We will host up Star Zero Chris, and he's doing some Dark Souls 3. Thanks for hanging out, everyone, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.